Hey guys, Sean here. Just a quick clarification on that Mandela effect video. That Mandela effect video. Video. I said it like 4 times. Video that. Oh, hold on. Sean, you should have fixed your collar before you started filming. Well, I don't have my computer. I'm filming on my phone. I can't edit or anything. So we're just gonna roll with the punches, yo. Yes, that's how I talk sometimes. Yeah, the Mandela effect video, I was talking about the mirror, right? I was telling you that you can get almost anybody to connect to some of these Mandela effects. How many people in the car with JFK? The side view mirror on the car. What I'm talking about on the side view mirror, it isn't that, because there was some confusion out there. It isn't that it used to not say anything and now it says objects in mirror, right? The current this current reality, you go look at a car, the side view mirror says objects in mirror are closer than they appear. It's a straightforward thing. However, there was timelines, realities that I was part of, and a lot of you as well. Many of you were part of these timelines as well, where the side view mirror on the cars and the timelines you lived in what we would call the past, it said a very similar thing, but it had the word may, M-A-Y, as an addition. It used to say objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. It was a suggestion. It was not an absolute. It didn't say objects in mirror are closer than they appear like it does now. It said objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. This is one of the most this Mandela effect for me has probably the most anchors, right? Anchor memory, where it's not just you just kind of remember it. It's like, oh, I remember that, like reading that. I remember seeing that, right? Berenstain Bears. I remember seeing Berenstain Bears. No, anchor memory. So let me tell you about like Berenstain Bears anchor memory for me, right? I knew that changed. I was like, oh my God, Berenstain, what is that, right? But I knew for sure there was that reality was, I was so excited in 2015. That's why I came on YouTube. Oh my God, it was so awesome. I'm like, oh my God, reality's changing. I better help people understand it before they lose their shit. So Berenstain Bears, I have an anchor memory of, I was probably in my 20s, and I was thinking in my head, why does Berenstain Bears almost always get pronounced in that way, Berenstain? I'm thinking this. Why don't I hear more examples of people calling it Berenstain Bears? It's always Berenstain. I never hear people mistakenly call it Berenstain Bears. So I had that internal dialogue. I remember having that internal dialogue. That's why it's an anchor. E-I-N. What? If it was A-I-N, I would have never had that thought. Anyway, so that anchor, right? So my anchor, I have the most anchors of any Mandela effect on the side view mirror. It may be closer than it appears, but we don't know for sure. It just may be. It might be closer. It may be closer. We don't know. So the anchors I have is as a kid and as a teenager, I'm in the passenger seat. Maybe my parents are driving or something, and especially as a kid, and my dad's driving, and I would be looking at that side view mirror, right? And objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. And I remember looking back at the car behind me, and then looking in the mirror and seeing if it's if it's closer or further. Or, I'm trying to think: is the car look kind of like further away, and then I look at it, it looks close behind me, or does it look really close in the mirror and looks further away? So I mean, obviously, you can deduct objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, or nowadays it says objects in mirror are closer than they appear. So that means that I'm going to look in the mirror and it looks a little bit far away, but when I turn around, it's going to be really close. But I remember as a kid, I wasn't sure which one it was, so I had to like test it out. So plenty of times I was doing that. It suggested that the objects are closer. It said objects may be closer, right? So I know that was real because I lived it. I lived it. I don't just remember seeing a sign that said objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. That looks familiar. I think that's what it said. No, I have anchors and lots of them. So it was real. Not that I have to argue or convince anybody. about that being real, but I'm just telling you, that is 100% right there, as close to 100% as you can get. Yeah. So, well, what else do I want to add before I sign off here? No, I think that's good. But I guess one more thing is that, so that's what I'm saying. If you ask people, just ask them. It's not, do you remember it saying objects in mirror closer than they appear? It's not about that. You want to ask the person who has no idea about Mandela effect stuff. You want to ask them about the side view mirror saying, right? Don't spell it out yet. Just say, the side view mirror on the car on the passenger side. There's a saying on it, right? You probably know the saying. Maybe they'll tell you you could ask them, what is the saying, right? And they might say, objects mirror closer to appear, something like that. It's like, right. And then you can basically be like, yeah, that saying. And then you'll ask them. Sean's acting like all hyper and stuff. I'm a happy guy and I have a lot of energy. Ask them, do you remember that side view mirror saying the following phrase? Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, right? And they might say, yeah, I remember that, right? So then here, like, you have to be subtle, not subtle, but you just don't want to spell it out, and then basically you don't want to you want them to come up with it more than you're telling them, right? So it's like, all right, so don't emphasize the word may. You're just going to say, you remember objects in mirror may be closer than they appear? Does that ring a bell for you? Yeah. Are you sure? Did it say, do you remember, what did it say? Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear? Like, it's kind of a suggestion, and then they're either going to be all in and absolutely, that's what it said, or they might be like, no, I don't think it said that. It's just objects in mirror are closer than they appear, right? So that's fine. So you're trying to get them to remember if it said maybe closer without being too obvious, because you don't want to spell it out for them and then they might just say it just to say it. You want them to come up with it. So anyway, I'm over explaining now. I'm out. Peace.